Our next award, the Distinguished Alumni Award, is presented to alumni who have distinguished themselves over their lifetimes and in their careers in service to society or St. Cloud State. Dennis Warner is a shining example, a 1984 graduate and a distinguished global musician in the folk genre. His music career has taken him to all 50 states and beyond, performing at venues like the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville and the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. And last year, he completed a 3-week tour throughout South Africa. Additionally, he has performed for the Parliament for the World's Religions in Toronto and again in Chicago. He has recorded 11 full-length albums, CDs, and numerous appearances in various television segment shows and radio broadcasts across the country. He's a 3-time finalist for the prestigious Caryville Folk Festival Songwriter Awards. And I've heard he never sleeps with all this, right? Unbelievable. In recognition of his contributions to the arts, Dennis has received several multi-year prestigious grant awards, including the Minnesota State Art Board's Creative Individual Award, the Central Minnesota Individual Artist Award, and the South Dakota Touring Artist Award. His Beads on a String book and song by the same name is a positive behavior and bully prevention curriculum used in elementary schools. The book, in its 9th printing, recently partnered with the Steppe Utopia Foundation in conjunction with his tour in South Africa. 20,000 copies of the book were distributed in South Africa and Uganda and are being used to strengthen English literacy in those countries. Let's learn more about Dennis.
My road to St. Cloud State was really kind of a fun, somewhat predestined, and also very unconventional. My 3 older siblings all went to St. Cloud State and graduated, which was really, really cool, so I got to know campus through them. Grew up here in St. Cloud, and St. Cloud State was bigger, so it offered some more opportunities for me to try to fit in with wanting to be a musician and a traveling singer-songwriter. St. Cloud State had a really big impact on my career. Meeting my wife Tammy here was pretty special. And I love the concerts, being a musician and stuff. We had the University Program Board, and I was in the small concerts. So I got to book the entertainment there. Every 2 weeks we would do a concert. So I got to learn about contracting, booking, promotional materials, photographs, communication skills with the presenter. And it all seems kind of silly maybe to an outsider, but for somebody going into music as a career, I learned all the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on to a concert. So I knew how to present myself to a venue through UPB. I often say I kind of majored in University Program Board. It was the background that I needed to manage my career all these years.
We're all beads on one string, every man, every woman, boy and girl.
One of the important things that happened, I wrote this song called Beads on One String about our connectedness, where every bead is a different size, shape, and color, but all held together by one string. And just showing, how we can relate to each other. We can all be different, but we have so much in common. And the song became a children's book. Pat Heine and Joan Blaska from the Education Department got a hold of the book when it first came out. And they called me up and they said they wanted to write a curriculum for elementary schools based on my book and song. And I thought, well, that's cool. And at that time, 20 years ago now, bully prevention education was in the high schools, it was in the middle schools, junior highs, but it was not in the elementary schools here in Minnesota. So they said this is the perfect vehicle to do that because it's an up-tempo song with a great message. And now all these years later, we're just in our 20th anniversary of the book. I mean, it's nationwide, and now other countries as well are using it in their programs for kids. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And so I wanted to be a positive impact through my writings, my recordings, the book, concerts. I want to do that. And just thinking about that, if you just help one kid or one adult or something through a tough situation, something that you've written about, comforts them. That's good for me. That keeps me going and keeps me writing. Post-schooling here, St. Cloud State still has a huge impact every day on my career, and I owe a lot to Joan Blaska and Pat Heine.